Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite film podcast, The Average Film Enjoyer. We appreciate you joining us on a little midweek episode. Jagger is back with us today after a little hiatus. And welcoming back after a year absence, it's kind of turning into a tradition now. My brother-in-law, AJ, he is back to... We're only discussing the Oscars today. There won't be movie news. There won't be watch lists. There won't be anything. We're discussing Oscars, everything. So, AJ, people might not remember what your top 4 favorite movies are, and that's something we always do with our guests. So why don't you give us your top 4 favorite movies?
Yeah, thanks for having me back, fellas. My top 4 favorite movies this year of all time will be There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men, Zodiac, and I'm gonna have to keep Twister in there. It's more of a heart pick, not a head pick. And apparently 2007 was a very important and formative year for me.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the greatest years in film. It's up there with like 99 and 2019 and yeah, just ridiculously stacked years. I have been meaning to tell you though, you need to watch, because I know you're such a big fan of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who I think we can all agree maybe the best actor of all time, up there with Daniel Day-Lewis. But Jagger, don't give me that look. I see you giving me a look. Don't give me no Philip Seymour Hoffman hate today.
No Philip Seymour Hoffman hate at all. None.
Was that Daniel Day-Lewis hate then?
Is it DDL hate or?
Yeah.
It wasn't Daniel Day-Lewis hate. It was Daniel Day-Lewis. But whatever. We'll keep moving.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Keep moving.
But you need to watch the Mission Impossible movies because, and me and Evan quote it so much.
Damien, the GOAT.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is the bad guy in number 3, and he's only in like a total of like 8 minutes of screen time in a 2-hour movie, but he is fucking electric. Me and Evan, 7, 8, 7. It's top tier Philip Seymour Hoffman.
It's funny.
But let's get into it. Oscars this year, hosted by Conan O'Brien, the greatest late night host. They're airing on Sunday. We're here to give you our predictions of who we think's going to win. We're also going to throw in who we would like to win, mixed with who we think should win. But those will go hand in hand. Unfortunately, me and Evan were not able to be as comprehensive as last year. I know we were able to go through every category last year, but we will be able to go through the big ones this year. I haven't even seen all the best pick. I still need to watch I'm Still Here and A Complete Unknown before Sunday, but I will be getting that done.
You haven't seen Unknown yet?
No, I haven't. And
Good movie.
Jagger has it at a 5, right? You have it at a 5?
Complete Unknown?
Yeah.
Is it 100 of 100, right?
We'll get to Complete Unknown in a little bit. We'll get to Complete Unknown in a little bit.
But we're here to give you your predictions. So if you're doing like an Oscars party like me and AJ do with our family, where you vote on the ballots and see who can get the most right, we're your source. We can be trusted, just maybe not for best picture. That seems like a real roll of the dice this year. It's anybody's game.
I think there's a few more rolls of the dice this year than last year.
That's
SAG definitely switched things up.
Really excited about that.
Yeah. Also, how great was Timmy's speech at the SAG Awards?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't want to touch on that yet.
Okay. We'll get to it. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's just start with something small. Makeup and hairstyling. Very important. But acceptance speech that we definitely all skip through. So our makeup and hairstyling nominations this year are A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. AJ, I'm gonna kick it to you first. I know you've only seen a few on this list, but since you're our guest, what are your feelings? What's your instant reaction to this?
Well, this comes into one of those things where I got to figure out where does makeup and hairstyling begin, and where does like costume design end.
Sure.
So like, I assume this is a spoiler safe zone.
Yeah, we're gonna be spoiling.
Doesn't want to hear spoilers.
Yeah.
It's a tough break for you. So, like for example, in The Substance, like the end scene, like the stage scene, and all of that, is that going to be something that's more costume design, or is that more like makeup? Is that going to be makeup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that makeup or is that visual effects as well? Because that could sort of.
This is practical.
I know it's practical, but
dude, it's like
mix
Bill Skarsgård's massive cock in Nosferatu. Yeah. That's makeup and hairstyling.
Yeah,
that makeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What is it not?
No, it is. I'm just saying, as far as The Substance goes, it's a mix of a lot of things. So I don't know how much of what gets divided into what category.
That's sort of my issue. If more of it's included in makeup and hairstyling, that would probably be my pick, because there's some pretty unbelievable looking figures in that movie throughout.
I'll put it this way:
I haven't seen
Substance isn't nominated for visual effects at all, so just keep it to makeup.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be my guess there. I haven't seen Nosferatu, haven't seen A Different Man. I don't know. I've seen a couple clips of Wicked. I don't think I need to see much more than that. So, my vote would be The Substance.
Jagger, what about you?
Let's all just cross our fingers that things don't go to Emilia Perez, because if they decide to go the very possible route, this could end up going to Emilia Perez alongside many other things. However, I am going to be praying to God that they don't go to that route, and I'm just not going to pick any of those for what I think will win. So I think it's going to Substance as well. However, I would really like it to go to Different Man. I'm happy it's even here.
Yeah.
The only thing
What's that movie about?
I think Evan, have you seen A Different Man
I've
yet?
seen it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen it about 6 times at this point. I love A Different Man so much. It's about an actor with like a facial difference, and he.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now.
Surgery. Okay. Yeah. That. Unbelievable. So I would love it to go to A Different Man, but I think it's going to go to The Substance, realistically.
I don't know what's been winning. Evan is usually the one that's up on movie news. He's our movie news guy. Evan, what are you thinking, and what have the other awards shows been telling us?
I'll do my usual cheating. There's this guy that writes for The Hollywood Reporter, and his name is Ben Zaumer, and he has this like algorithm thing that he's built over the last 14 years to predict the Oscars just based on previous wins, trends, shit like that. And let me read his little blip here. So for percentages, The Substance 50.6%, and then Wicked in second place 20.5%.
That's wild.
He says, for moviegoers who saw The Substance, the visuals of Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley's slowly disintegrating bodies and the ultimate grotesque conclusion it all leads to may be forever seated into our memories. None of that is possible without the work of Pierre Olivier Person, and then the rest of the nominees. They're looking at a 50% chance. He says if you're looking to pick an upset, pick Wicked, but it's looking like The Substance. So
yeah,
that's my pick. Too. It looks like just the Nosferatu would probably be my second pick, because the sores and everything on Count Orlok's body are just,
and then the aforementioned massive dick.
Yeah. It was so, dude. I didn't tell you about this. We'll try not to tangent too much, but my girlfriend saw Nosferatu in theaters last week, and I was like, "Did you check out Bill Skarsgård's massive penis?" And she was like, I wasn't even looking at his penis. I didn't know that they showed it. I was like, man, we're two different people. But yeah, my pick is the Substance, and I'm predicting the Substance to win.
Yeah,
I don't think Amelia Perez. It's tough because like the voting dates are all different, and you see there's been a bunch of anonymous Oscar voters that are like putting out their entire ballots, and they're like, I saw one today, and it was their 6th through 10th placements for Best Picture, and it said Dune 2. Only watched half of it. Didn't want 3 more hours of just mindless killing or something crazy like that.
That's insane.
And then I know, and then it was Nickel Boys in last place.
There was the one that said, "I already watched the last Dune. Do not need more 3 more hours of Dune," or something like that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
So you see these Oscar voters, and you're like, I mean, it could go either way, but also the voting started for the Oscars after all of the tweets went out.
Yeah.
And came out. So will that impact it? I think so. Except for Zoe Saldana, which we'll get around to. But,
yeah,
my pick is definitely the Substance.
And I'm in the same boat, so not too much else to say there. Let's go. Let's do Best Original Score. This is always a good one. So up for nomination this year, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I can tell you where I didn't love The Brutalist, but I will tell you this: The Brutalist score is incredible. That would be my pick, and I think that's what's going to win. I mean, Conclave would be my number 2. I really enjoyed the score for Conclave, but The Brutalist is mine. Evan, what about you?
I'm there with you. Like, I love the Conclave score. It's awesome, very intense, and it just keeps with how fast that movie's paced. But the Brutalist score is just like the best shit of all time, and it's just epic. The opening credits scene is just the best. Oh my god, it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know the order of which that they're going to like present each award, but this feels like one of those awards or this feels like a category where if this award goes to Conclave, I think it's something that like signals what's probably going to come later the night type of thing.
Let's see.
But seeing The Brutalist in theaters and hearing that score, very, very good.
Oh my god. That opening sequence,
Really great.
that had my dick so hard.
It's so good. It's so good, dude.
Just like the
What a movie,
boom, and then the pan up to the Statue of Liberty. Oh
It's
my
the
god.
best. Yeah, it's insane. It's my pick and it's my prediction, but
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I was gonna say I wouldn't be mad seeing Conclave, but I would probably be a little mad.
For sure. Jagger, what about you? I know you love The Brutalist, but I also know that you loved The Wild Robot.
I did
So
love The Wild Robot. Yeah,
what are you feeling for this category?
If the epilogue alone does not win the Brutalist score, I will have problems with a lot of members of the Academy. But quickly, where's Challengers? Because I heard someone say that Luca Guadagnino walking out of the Golden Globes when Emilia Perez won, him just saying nope and then walking out, got a lot of the Academy voters upset with him. So I'm aware that maybe he's
Didn't know that happened.
in a bad spot with the Academy. But why are we giving Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross the boot? They don't deserve it, and they single-handedly produced 2 of the best scores of last year. So that's wildly upsetting. But yeah, it's The Brutalist.
Well, and they're going to do one of the best ones this year, too, with Tron Ares. So excited.
They also did the Gorge score, which was
Maybe
like
Luca had seen the
shockingly good.
tweets. Maybe he saw the tweets already, and so he walked out when Emilia Perez won.
Yeah. I don't know. The queer score got snubbed too. That's a good ass score.
Yeah. I definitely think, because like Evan, I know you don't love Challengers, but you gotta admit, The
I'm
score
not a
is
score hater.
impeccable.
I'm not a score hater of that. I know people
Um,
who hate the movie and the score. I like the score.
It's perfect. Like it aligns so well with the music they play like over tennis events. It's genius. It's
Mhm.
genius.
It's a good time.
Yeah. So its safe pick is The Brutalist. It could be Conclave. What does our friend at the Hollywood Reporter say for best score?
That's where he is. Let's see. Hold on. Percentage wise, we should tweet this episode to him. Say thanks
We should.
for helping our 40.9% The Brutalist, 19.2 for Conclave, 14.7 for Emilian Perez. He
Yeah.
says a number of predictors leaning towards the unnominated challengers makes this race a little bit more upset prone than people might realize, which
Good
is
point.
fair.
It's a really good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it's challengers and that like Luca Guadagnino, Sayembu Mukti Prom, like, dude, that guy got fucked at the Oscars this year because
And
he
what about
shot.
editing. The editing of
sh-
Challengers was so good.
Yeah.
AJ, did you see Challengers?
Yeah.
Did you?
One of my
did you
one
like
of my
it?
favorites.
Oh
yeah,
right,
one of my
you
favorite
said
movies
4
of the year.
stars right before we. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. I thought it, especially like, that's a weird disconnect to win at the Golden Globes and not be nominated at the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Screw Emilio Perez.
Best song too. Same deal. I don't know if I don't remember if it won best song at the Golden Globes or not, but I know it was nominated.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. Maybe whatever Luca's next movie, American Psycho, maybe that one will do better.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sure.
Next, also Dune 2. I mean, if we're talking about score, Dune 2 getting the snub. Insane.
It's
score.
bullshit.
It's so the song "A Time of Quiet Between Storms." Dude, inject
That's
it into my veins.
Might be the best song from the year.
So good. Let's move on to visual effects. This is a big one. Our nominees are Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. AJ, I'm going to kick it to you first. Do you have any opinion on this? I know you didn't see too many of these.
I have almost no opinion on this. I've seen Dune Part 2 from this list. I didn't really
gotta
like
watch
Dune
Apes.
Part 2. Actually, you know what? I might have seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Obviously it's the newest one that came out last year. I might have seen that. I can't remember. But, I don't know. I thought Dune looked cool. That's my take. It could
Yeah.
win. I
Well, you're not
suppose.
the biggest sci-fi fan either.
No, I'm not. I'm kind of a hater, so it's kind of lost on me.
Yeah. Jagger, what about you? What do you have in this
Yeah.
category?
I'm a sci-fi hater as well. I love Dune 2. I mean, I saw that thing 3-4 times in theaters, I think. Yeah, I love Dune 2. But my opinion doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go a full 180. Both of these for Better Man. End of story. Better Man was unbelievable. So yeah, I want Better Man to win. I do. If I could give Better Man more awards, I would. I think that film was spectacular. But yeah, and also Trey, keep in mind, Greatest Showman is like borderline 0 out of 100 territory. It is like a hate piece. But my God, Better Man. Yeah, that's my pick. Better Man.
Is it the same director?
Be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Michael Gracie, and it's
I
really
watched,
good. Shockingly.
I watched the first 10 minutes and then I watched something else. I do want to finish it, but I was doing something else.
I don't like The Greatest Showman, but that clip of Hugh Jackman rehearsing From Now On with like the choir. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's been like it's been recirculated recently. That shit's sick. I love Hugh Jackman. Evan, what about you? What are you giving this to? I think we're I think we're telepathically communicating right now because I think we're giving this. We want the exact same thing to win.
Here's my thing. I want Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes to win.
Never mind.
But
I rescind my statement.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a sick
here's
take,
my thing.
I'm actually with that.
Overall, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it's a stunning movie. I fucking love that. But then I just remember the scenes from Dune 2 on Gidi Prime, and also Timmy standing out while that big ass explosion, and just the opening scene of Dune where they're floating and it's orange, and it's hard to say no to Dune. So like I want either of those two to win. Like looking at the stats, Dune 2 79.8% chance to win, which makes me happy because I don't know if it's gonna win much outside of this.
Yeah.
Well,
Keep in mind, I rewatched Dune 2 3 days ago. I just revisited that movie, and it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
100% going to win. Like, we need to all agree on that right now. Dune 2 is going to win this.
it's
yeah.
gonna win,
Flat
but I
out.
wouldn't be mad if Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes won.
See, that's my thing, is I know Dune 2 is going to win. I'm not mad that Dune 2 is going to win. That's a visually impeccable movie, but it's not what I want to win here.
Trey, stop.
I think
Alien
this
Romulus.
might be recency bias, but Alien Romulus.
This is a
Yes!
horrible take.
Literally only for the scene where she puts the X-ray machine behind her back. So AJ, in Alien Romulus, in Alien, you know the face huggers that wrap around people's faces.
Yeah.
So those like lay eggs in people, and then the alien like comes out their chest. So there's like these things in Alien Romulus that are like you put them like on yourself. Like they look like the metal detectors that security guards use, and you
Yeah.
put them on yourself, and you can like see through your arm. And so there's this shot where she puts it on her back, and you can see in her chest and see the alien breaking through her rib cage, and it's sick as hell.
Yeah.
I think Alien Romulus looks impeccable. I think the set design and the coloring is just incredible, and I would love to see that win, but Dune 2 is going to be the winner, and I'm not mad about that.
The asteroid belt stuff too, it looks insane. But
Dude, and the aim assist gun, I will go on about that every episode. That shit is so cool.
I can't, like, with the AI, not the AI, like the visuals of the android look like shit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
And Dune 2
yeah.
is a
Well,
great color grade as well. The Dune 2 color grade is unbelievable. But, like, Alien Romulus was so cool. Like, it was just a really cool movie.
yeah.
So, yeah. I
AJ,
also
you got to
did not
check
mind
out
that one.
Alien Romulus. It's really
It's fun.
good.
Yeah,
It's fun
candidly,
movie.
I'm probably not going to do that, but I'm glad you love it.
It's awesome. Next up, let's do costume design. Where did this go? I just had it up. And
I have
then
it
we'll
here.
start moving into the big. Okay, yeah, go
I'm going to
for
read
it.
off the nominees. It's A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked.
I think that this is the only thing that I'll give to Gladiator 2. I thought the costume design here was pretty good. What? are you
As it was
chuckling at?
perfectly put by Dan Real Takes, it looks like a CW show. And I think
Well,
that's a
okay,
really
let's
good way to
hold
put
on.
it.
I think I think Real Takes is also a very questionable source. Some of his film takes are absolutely outrageous.
I like Gladiator 2 just as much as the next guy. But the costume design in that movie was, it looked like you know the History Channel documentaries that play on like PBS? Like it looked like a recreation of like
All right,
Thank you,
fuck
no.
me then. Jagger, what do you think should win costume design?
Wicked. I hated Wicked, but Wicked is taking costume design.
This feels like
Is
the
that-
one.
Sorry.
Is that what you want to win?
What I would like to win for costume design, probably Conclave. I think Conclave was.
Can I ask a question here to the experts? Like, look, it definitely looked like all those guys were Catholics. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess like I'm sort of stuck on what is it about the costumes in that movie that were impressive. It feels like that feels like a layup. Like, yeah,
Here's-
you're gonna want to put these guys in robes.
And
Here's the deal
all
with
robes
Conclave.
that look the same.
But here's the thing:
deal
the
with
movie
Conclave.
looks so good that the
Yeah,
the
no,
robes look really good.
Yeah, I
mean-
agree. The movie looks really good, but it's like how much of that is just the their
No, I agree
costumes
with you.
versus like how the movie looks as a whole.
I agree with you.
As far as things go with Conclave, they sort of twisted the idea of those like higher up Catholic outfits to sort of match the modernization that they were going for. Like it really, really cleverly handles the costume design that it's going for. And it uses like different colors and stuff for when they're doing like top down shots. Like in the halftime show, you know, they did that thing where they got the American flag out of all the people's like costumes. It does a similar thing where for the top down shots, they really specifically crafted the costumes to create beautiful imagery, like in the thing where they're walking with those umbrellas that, if I'm not mistaken, would go under costume design, the umbrellas that they're holding. It's all a part of these outfits that they have to sort of work with the Catholic sort of general outline of a costume, but also create a beautiful picture. So I think there's a lot of brains behind what's going into the Conclave costume design. So I would like that to win, but like if anything is going to Wicked, it's going to be either production design, which I don't want it to at all, but it's going to go to either production design or costume design, and with the massive success that Wicked was, it's getting something. So I would say more than likely going to Wicked.
Hey, I agree with that, and thank you for the explanation on the costume
You're very
design.
welcome.
Am I actually just getting mixed up between the Golden Globes and the Oscars? Do the Oscars no longer, or do they ever have that award where it's like achievement in like
The box office
Is
one?
that just Golden Globes?
Dude,
Or did they
well-
not do that last year?
Golden Globes had it, but then
Yeah.
the Oscars did the fan voted one. That was
Is that what it
went
was?
to Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
That movie
Uh,
is shit.
I think because I remember like Barbie getting an award.
I was
last
literally
year,
just
and
thinking
maybe that
the
was
same
just the
thing.
Golden. Maybe that was just the Golden Globes where they did the box office.
I
achievement
thought they
award.
did it at the Oscars too.
I
but-
did too. I'm gonna look.
Maybe
this
they
up.
took it
I
out.
thought that was just the Golden Globes. But regardless, a lot of these voters, you have to take into consideration some of this is a popularity contest.
Sure.
Always will be. So, yeah, I think something's probably going to end up going to Wicked, whether I like it or not.
Yeah,
What does
this
our
Wicked,
guy at the Hollywood Reporter say, Evan?
68% to Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked's gonna win. I don't really care. Like I wouldn't mind seeing any of these win. Except Wicked, because I hate that movie. But shit, give it to Complete Unknown. All those jackets, all those denim jackets look real good.
Now's
yeah,
the
this
time
is
where I
one-
wouldn't necessarily. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
This is one I just don't have a huge stake in.
Sure.
This feels like any of you ever watch or follow professional wrestling?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this feels like the box office achievement award thing, which I was just reading. The Academy had something similar for a few years. I don't think they ever aired it though. It feels like in WWE from time to time when they like right now where they have two separate like WWE championships. They have like the World Heavyweight Championship and they have the WWE Undisputed whatever championship.
Mhm.
That feels like what they're doing if you do like a box office, like best box office award, and then you also have best picture. That's what
Yeah.
that feels like to me. One of them I'm not going to respect, and the one I'm never going to respect is the box office award in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
wouldn't have minded, like, just quickly, I'd like to discuss some snubs, because I think that that's important to what we're dealing with here. I wouldn't have minded, like, a Bike Riders Joker 2 or Smile 2 coming out here. I feel like there was really
the
nice costume
Smile
design
2
in
not
this.
getting on visual effects.
Yeah. But think of
is
all the costumes
crazy.
Naomi Scott went through throughout that movie.
Yeah.
And the hard cuts to casual outfits. I think the costume design in Smile 2 was quite nice.
Yeah, I agree. Especially for that final 5 minutes, it not going to visual effects.
Shout out
What are we
Jeremy's
doing here?
Ellen friend, a friend of my family who did who was the lead VFX artist on Companion and Smile 2. Shout out Jeremy. Jeremy
Hey, do you
rocks.
think he'd come on the pod?
I don't know, maybe.
You
He's
should
a
reach
busy
out
guy.
to him.
I will reach
Honestly,
out. He's a
I'm not
busy
going to
guy.
complain about Smile 2 snubs because at least we got The Substance as a horror movie
That's true.
nominated.
Yeah. More
Naomi Scott,
representation.
lead actress snub. Unbelievable range in that film. Seriously.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. One of
I
the
don't
better
not like
performances of
that.
last year. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Okay, next up, Jagger, you mentioned it, production design.
Yeah.
And included in this is set decoration. So our nominees are The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. AJ, I'm going to kick it to you first. What are your thoughts on this? Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think should win?
I think that my answer for this is the same. It's The Brutalist. I think it's gonna win. I think it should win. It's a really, really striking film. I mean, covering a lot of ground across that movie. A lot of different settings, a lot of different backdrops, etc., etc. So that would be my pick there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Jagger?
May I? Yeah. So I have a complaint with this category. I have quite a complaint with this category. The Brutalist, Conclave, and Dune 2. I don't think any of those really deserve to be here. Love all three of those films, but Dune 2 was shot in a very, very real desert, and we have a lot of the natural beauty of that coming out here. I feel like production design or set decoration doesn't really work with that. Same with The Brutalist. The Brutalist was a $10 million budget. A lot of what they were shooting already existed. For real. So like I could understand some of the decoration there, but a lot of it is on location shooting. Conclave, I can understand it more, but I don't think there was any of Conclave that really stuck out to me as, oh, this is a really, really nice location. Except for the room where they did all the voting. That was great. So I'm going to say I think it's going to go to Wicked, but I would love for it to go to Nosferatu. I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
Hey, real quick,
Very-
Evan, what was the favorite in the last category we did? I don't think we covered.
For
Costume design.
costume,
Yeah,
Wicked.
for costume. Is it Wicked? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like 68.
0.5%. Yeah. I'm with you, AJ. I want The Brutalist to win. Like, just everything looked fucking incredible. The construction scenes, Italy, like, just every scene in that movie looks incredible, and it's like, it just feels lived in. It feels like a very lived in world, and I think that's like, it adds a lot to the story because the characters are very lived in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just feels real. I think Wicked is gonna win. Wicked's issue is not production design because they built real sets for that movie. It's the lighting and all that is horrible, that makes it look like shit. It's not so. I'm pretty sure like Wicked's probably gonna win, but The Brutalist is my pick for sure. Nosferatu for two. Like the
Nosferatu is what I want to
but,
win.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wicked is gonna win. What's the Hollywood Reporter saying?
9.8 for Wicked.
How much? Sorry.
59.8, and then 12.7 for Nosferatu, because Nosferatu, won at the Art Directors Guild for period film. So that got it some points. It says, but Wicked took the Fantasy Trophy. I don't know what awards those are, but yeah, Brutalist sitting at the bottom beside Dune, and then Conclave in the middle. But yeah.
All right. We're going to move on to the bigger categories. Or wait, we have one more. Film editing. Nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. For me personally, here, I thought the editing in The Brutalist was particularly engaging. I really appreciated the way it was edited. And I do think that's going to win. I think this is one that it could take away. I don't remember the editing in Anora being particularly impressive. That it left an impression on me. I feel the same way about Conclave, and there's no way Emilia Perez or Wicked wins this. Evan, what about you?
I'm kind of the opposite. Like, my top two are Conclave and Anora. Like, The Brutalist, editing was great, pacing was insane, flew by, but to like the way Conclave is made, it feels like you're watching Succession mixed with like Gossip Girl. It's like it's just like a fun movie to watch.
It's a sick take.
That's in part to the like editing and just how intense it feels. And it's just like guys in a room talking. So I'm
Pretty
kind of
little
between
conclave.
those. Yeah. And then also Anora, I was just thinking back to the 28-minute sequence in the house, the home break-in. It's just an incredible sequence, and it's so entertaining. So, yeah, I would be happy with all of them. Like the Brutalist and Anora Conclave, definitely the top three. But yeah, I
Sure.
kind of want Conclave to win.
Jagger.
Yeah, a quick breakdown
Thoughts?
of these. Wicked had terrible editing. The fact that that is here and Challengers is not is mind-boggling to me. Emilia Perez had that one scene with the really funky split screens where they were like in front of green screens and it looked really bad.
I hate that shit.
Like that bothered me almost as much as the sequence in Megalopolis where there was the swirling background behind Adam Driver. It
I
felt
love
very
that
comparable to me. I just really hated Emilia Perez's editing. I feel like that's one of its many, many flaws. And I don't understand how that's here and other films aren't. Like, I would have loved to see something like Queer in here, where you have fantastic editing. Also, The Apprentice. If we're talking about how Conclave felt like Succession, The Apprentice was essentially Succession.
It sure was.
And I think the editing in The Apprentice was amazing. Kneecap also. Like, there were films with great editing that came out last year. And in my opinion, none of these stood out as far as editing goes, other than Anora. I thought the editing in Anora was completely electric. Like, it felt like a lightning bolt to the head watching Anora. As it was very well explained by someone I know, someone I heard say it. They said watching Anora felt like a drug. Like, that movie was flying by, and every moment of it was, like, really lasered in. And as he said it, he watched Anora, and he's been trying to find a movie with that kind of high ever since. And that he just can't find anything that feels quite like Anora. So, yeah, I mean, Anora is unbelievable. Very much my pick for this, what I want to win and what I think should win.
I feel
AJ?
like
Oh.
I feel like I agree with you about The Apprentice, maybe to a fault, and I really like The Apprentice. I thought it was very, very entertaining. 4 stars, like a high 4. But it is like, if you've seen Succession, you know exactly what this movie is going to look like.
Yeah.
One of my friends, Jonathan, his review said they could have needle dropped the Succession theme song like 8 times during this movie, and it's true. Like, it is edited the exact same way as Succession, and it's like, it's
and Jeremy
awesome.
Strong is in it.
Yeah,
Like, it
sure.
feels like a Succession episode.
It looks like Succession and it feels like Succession, and
Yeah.
that's really entertaining. But also, it's like, it doesn't feel super original. But also, like, I'm not gonna fault the movie for that because it's awesome and it's a super entertaining movie. Well, I don't know if entertaining is the right word, but
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very entertaining. But
I'm very much in the boat with Jagger on Anora for this award. I don't know. When I think about this award, what I think of is like, you know, how long was this movie versus how long did it feel like I was watching this movie when I think about editing. And Anora is like a 2-hour and 20-minute movie.
it's a long movie. Yeah,
and it felt
really?
it felt like a hour 45 movie.
yeah.
That I wanted another 30 minutes of, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean it does, like, it just flies by. There's so much shit going on throughout that whole movie. It felt like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist for adults. I don't know if any of you have seen that.
That's a great take.
That's what it felt like for me.
One.
Yeah, loved it. That'd be my pick for sure.
Nice.
I'm curious
All
on
right.
the numbers for this.
This one's a lot closer. So 34.7% for Conclave. I'll read the little blip because he's got some stats from other award shows. This has all the ingredients of a confounding category to those of us in the Oscar prediction business. Challengers claimed multiple precursor awards without getting an Oscar nomination. The American Cinema Eddies Award were delayed due to the fires until after the Oscars. Three of the strongest Best Picture contenders seem to be the top three here as well. Ultimately, the math points weakly towards the BAFTA winner, Conclave. No BAFTA winner has lost since Vice in 2018. So
That's a long time ago.
34.7 for Conclave, and then 20.2 for Anora, and 18% for The Brutalist. So it's pretty close. But then, yeah, that BAFTA thing.
Like I said earlier, I don't remember which category it was about, but this feels like another one of those awards that's going to come earlier in the night
Yeah.
and could signal the direction that the night goes for the
Yeah.
larger awards. But also, like with this being a pretty open year, I feel like you could get some random, like Anora wins here, gets shut out
Yeah.
everywhere else. Conclave wins here, gets shut out everywhere
Yeah.
else, like that.
We had that moment in 2023 where All Quiet on the Western Front, which is same director as Conclave, just started winning everything, and people were like, is this about to win Best Picture? Because it won score over Babylon, and then it started winning a bunch of shit.
Babylon
And I
should have
remember-
won Best Score.
Yes, it should have. It
Unbelievable.
was one of the worst. Like the All Quiet score is great, but Babylon got fucked there. But yeah, it definitely feels, it's weird. It's like you feel like you're watching a trend, and then it just switches up. But
Mhm.
it seems like the Academy likes Edward Berger. I wouldn't be surprised to see Conclave win a lot, and it seems like a pretty safe pick too. It seems like in the past, it's always been like, oh, the Academy hates the sex-filled movies, they hate the horror movies, but then you have Anora and The Substance like just sweeping the nominations, and it's like, oh, maybe this year will be different.
When did voting end for Oscar awards?
Like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Was it 2 weeks? Okay, I was curious because like the Pope is like very sick right now.
I know.
So I was curious, as like if I don't know if the voting was still open or if he was sick like a couple weeks ago.
The memes
I
about that.
legitimately wonder if it would impact the results.
The memes about that shit are so funny. It's like, man, Conclave's Oscar campaigning is going a little too hard right now. Like, we're about to get
I was
a Conclave.
convinced for a minute that Poor Things was going to win Best Picture last year. Like, if we're talking about it, Poor Things
Yeah.
won a bunch more awards than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember
So-
that last year. It won a few of these kind of like down ballot type awards early on.
Yeah, if
and
we
it was
went
like,
back to our
whoa,
predictions, it's
what's
like,
going on?
Yeah, and I remember you all looking at me and being like, Trey, it looks like Oppenheimer is not sweeping this year. And then Oppenheimer fucking swept.
yeah. And Killers of the Flower Moon got decimated.
As it should.
Ooh.
Boo, horrible take.
Yeah, this is an interesting category.
The Irishman is Scorsese's best movie. That's my
such
take.
a horrible take.
That's an insane take. Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
The Irishman is fucking impeccable.
Have you seen
Almost-
Raging Bull or
That's one of
After
the
Hours?
slowest
Raging
movies
Bull's
I've ever
so-
watched.
We've
in my
literally
life.
done a podcast episode on the Raging Bull.
Yeah, we did. We
It's-
did.
Yeah, that's a mid
Have you
movie.
seen After Hours?
No, I haven't seen After Hours yet.
Don't
Watch
do what
After
I did,
Hours.
Trey. I ruined my After Hours experience.
All right, we're
I
going on
watched it
too
in-
many tangents here.
Watched it in midday at like 2:00 in the afternoon with all the lights on and the windows open. Gave it like a 3-star. You need to watch that movie in complete nighttime, all the lights off.
I watched so many movies with my blinds up. It probably ruins how they look.
It's bad for
I don't give a
Michael
fuck.
Mann movies and then After Hours.
I love natural light. Take it for my cold dead hands.
So next category, this is going to be one that really only me and Jagger can comment on, because I think Evan has only seen Inside Out 2. But best animated feature,
Give it to Flo because I like that dude and his dog.
Yeah.
for nominees.
Our nominees are Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot. Jagger, I think there was some discussion to be had here. I don't know what your pick is.
Oh, would you like me to say?
Yes,
I feel like
please.
I should respond to that. Yeah. For me, it's sort of a tie between Flow, because Flow's my 5. Flow's the only thing in this category that I have at 5 stars. I think Flow is one of the greatest commentaries we've gotten in a long time. It is a genius. However, Memoir of a Snail made me cry to a point where I almost puked.
You know, I
And I
actually
think
watched
that is
Memoir of a
saying
Snail.
something.
You did?
did?
I didn't log it though. I have seen it.
Dude,
What'd you think?
it's the same guy as what's the one that we
It's not as
watched for
good
the
as
pod?
Marion Max.
Marion
Marion
Max.
Max.
Oh god,
Marion
that
Max
shit is so
way
peak.
better. I think I have Marion Max at a 5, and I'd probably be at like a 4. I liked it. It was very
Yeah.
good, but yeah, Marion Max better.
Yeah, I think Flow should win.
Yeah.
I think
hope it does.
Wild Robot kind of was mediocre for me. Is like I've seen this kind of thing before.
Yeah.
Nothing really new here. I think some of the shots were really cool looking, and I think it was very colorful. But other than that, there wasn't really anything new. If you want to watch a heartwarming robot movie, go watch The Iron Giant instead, which is top tier animation. Which I know Jagger will agree with me on that. Jagger loves that movie just as much as I do.
Shout out to Wallace
So-
and Gromit. Just like
Yeah,
a quick
also-
shout to Wallace and
Dude,
Gromit.
love the fellas.
The only
But
reason I haven't
Flow's
watched it
gonna
is
win.
that I watched Wallace and Gromit when I was a kid, and I don't remember any of it.
Oh,
But I
it's
know that, like,
impeccable.
I know
So
that this one heavily features Feathers McGraw, and I need to
Yes,
like
it
do some
does.
homework before I watch it. My brother's like, "Let's watch it." I was like, "Dude, I haven't seen the other ones yet. I haven't seen the short film one that's about him."
Dude, Feathers McGraw, diabolical guy.
Yeah. Wallace and Gromit is fucking peak, dude. Curse of the Were Rabbit.
That's the one I've seen.
Oh, so good. Cheese. Morning, Gromit.
I love that. Stupid.
All right, we digress. Moving on. Let's hit cinematography before we move to screenplays. Our cinematography nominees: The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. AJ, I'll kick it to you first.
I feel like this has to be a 2-horse race between The Brutalist and Dune. With my limited knowledge of what cinematography means, I kind of lean towards Dune 2 in this category. Even though I didn't really like the movie, pretty striking to look at though, and I just felt like, maybe a little bit more difficult to make and to make look good. More importantly, I would say I would go with Dune 2. It'd be my pick.
Jagger, what about you?
Yeah, so cinematography encapsulates the whole picture. Like, we're talking lighting, we're talking framing, we're talking camera movement, everything. Which is why I am pretty notably not going to be giving this to either Nosferatu or Maria. I think Nosferatu looks great, but I don't think it is as good as Dune 2 or The Brutalist. And I think that sheerly on lighting, and with the amount of people that are in the Academy, because like we know a few people that are in the Academy, like little things. A lot of those people really rooted for Emilia Perez hard enough that I think there is a chance it gets this. As much as I hate to say it, I think there is a very minute chance that Emilia Perez does take this. Dune 2, very striking, as you said. The composition in Dune 2, really something to admire. But I am giving this to The Brutalist, sheerly on its use of wide shots. My God, what a nice looking film. It really captures the places where it's shooting and pulls the essence out of the artistry of those places so as to really capture the mind of Laszlo Toth and how he views the world around him. there's something really incredible and really worth studying in the Brutalist cinematography. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Brutalist, but I think Dune 2 and Emilia Perez should not be counted out. Also, Maria sucks. I shut that movie off. It was bad. But yeah,
Evan, what about you?
It's I'm like I'm looking at the numbers, but I like in my head I agree with AJ that it's 2 horse race between the Brutalist and Dune, because it's like the Brutalist library scene, the opening sequence of Dune Part 2, the scenes in Italy in the Brutalist, and then like the black and white stuff in Dune Part 2, and it's like these two movies just look fucking insane and are just so pleasing to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But like my pick is the Brutalist. Just I don't know if it's recency bias and that Dune came out so long ago, because this is like a year. Dune came out a year ago yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
It's like it's a long, and I saw the Brutalist a month ago or 2 months ago, so maybe it's that, and that I'm just like denying Dune, and I haven't watched it since like the summer of last year. But yeah, man, I'd be happy with either of those two. Nosferatu, me and Trey talk about it all the time. The entire castle sequence leading up to it, inside of it, the lighting is just fucking crazy. It looks insane.
Well, they shot it during the day. That's how they got that look. They shot those sequences during their night sequences during the day, and then edited the color composition in post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
But the percentages here, I'll read the little blurb quick. Cinematography is a really close race than some are giving it credit for. The Brutalist BAFTA honor and betting markets barely put it into first place, but plenty of critics' honors lean towards Nosferatu, which is a significantly stronger contender than you'd glean from the relative lack of people predicting it to win. Dune won the race for the first installment and could do it again, and Maria won the American Society of Cinematographers on Sunday. 36.5% for the Brutalist, Nosferatu 30.5%, and then Dune 15.6%. Maria 9.1%, Emilia Perez 8.3%. So it is like Nosferatu. I didn't expect that. That'd be fucking sick though. I'd be Oscar winner Nosferatu.
Yeah,
that'd be high.
I am partial to say Dune Part 2 just because the Academy likes Greg Fraser.
They do.
I also like Greg Fraser.
Yes.
Historically, he's done pretty well. I mean, you just mentioned it. He won for Dune. I'm pretty sure he was nominated for Zero Dark 30 and The Batman. Am I correct in saying that? He was also nominated for Vice. I believe. So he's been nominated a lot. He's won once. I could totally see him winning again. The Academy really likes him. Yeah. Moving on.
Oh wait, could I for a second a few quick snubs for cinematography that
Please. Oh yeah, Challengers, of course.
Yeah, Challengers is one for sure. Nickel Boys, the first person. I'd argue there should be some kind of mention of Baby Girl. I mean, the cinematography in that film was really like completely on its own. Like, it was on its own wavelength, and it went for it. It went completely for a visual style, and I respect that. I sort of think the same with all of the Cyambu stuff. Like, I'd even argue Trap and Queer should be there. Queer should definitely be there.
Queer,
yeah,
yes.
like
Trap, no.
I saw the TV glow.
Yeah.
Where's that? On lighting? Oh my god. Ridiculous.
I'm with you on Nickel Boys for sure.
Yeah.
That is surprising. Once you said that, I'm surprised I did not see it on the list.
Yeah.
Jagger, did you like Baby Girl?
I gave Baby Girl a 5. I have the 4K
Damn.
pre-ordered.
AJ, you want to read your Baby Girl review for Jagger?
My mutuals hate it.
Let's hear it.
I think I have it memorized, actually. No, I don't. What did I say? Something flippant. Hang on, I gotta get to it. Somebody vamp for a minute.
I pre-ordered the 4K of Baby Girl on the A24.
I found it. My review is that if you're getting horned up over this movie, you've never had sex in your life, or you have a Tiger Woods level addiction. No in between.
Fuck yeah. What'd you give it?
Well, I gave it 3 stars, which in hindsight, I don't know why I gave it that high of a rating. I was being pretty nice this year. I didn't hate the movie though. I thought it was fun. It's fun.
What is it? 2.9 average? That's way lower than I thought. Yeah, a lot of my mutuals hated it.
I thought that is it Henry Dickinson?
Yeah, Harry Dickinson.
Harris Dickinson.
Harris?
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
he was sick. I
Nice.
thought he was really good in it.
Yeah. Next category, writing. This is best adapted screenplay. So here we got A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. I think Conclave should win here. I thought the script was impeccable. It was clean. It was, I love the script here. I don't know what the Hollywood Reporter is saying.
71% Conclave. The rest of them are negligible. Conclave is gonna this is the easiest win.
Yeah. Do you guys want to offer, AJ Jagger? Do you want to offer anything that you don't think Conclave should win?
I do. I think sounding natural is incredibly important to making a film like Sing Sing. And I think there has been no film in a long time since arguably, I don't know, I can't even think of something that could be written off as a documentary quite as wonderfully as Sing Sing. It feels so real and so raw. I mean, a lot of those actors were actually inmates that lived that story. It's the same as if you were to say Richard Gadd gave a bad performance in Baby Reindeer. You could say, well, he lived that. That is him recounting an experience in his life. You can't give a bad performance there. Sing Sing is such a shaking piece of art that I think it's almost hard to say it doesn't deserve the award. And Conclave deserves it, right? I think Conclave 100% will win, but I'd argue that sheerly on how masterfully impactful and riveting of a piece of, you could call it literature, honestly, a piece of poetry Sing Sing was, it does deserve that award just as much as Conclave, if not more in my mind. And Nickel Boys rocks. And I'm reading Nickel Boys right now, the book. Unbelievable. And I read the screenplay while I did sort of a rewatch. I didn't log it on a rewatch because I want to read the book before I give it a second log. But I'd argue Nickel Boys at a 5 is entirely understandable, and that screenplay impeccable in comparison to the book. Really, truly wonderful. Yeah.
AJ, anything you want to add?
No, not really. I'd be happy with Conclave winning. I don't feel like there's no fat in that movie.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's
now?
Let's go to original screenplay. Our nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5, and The Substance. Before we get into anything, AJ, have you watched September 5 yet?
No, I have not seen it.
First of all, before we get into anything, you would love it. That shit is right up your alley. It feels very Fincher Sorkin, a very tight script. I guess I'll just go right away. That's mine for this category, September 5. I know A Real Pain is going to win because that's what's been winning everything is Jesse Eisenberg. But I also haven't watched A Real Pain yet. I know.
What?
Sue me.
Dude, it's so good.
But for me, September 5. I thought the script was impeccable. I loved the film. AJ, what about you?
A Real Pain. I kind of put that with Anora in terms of I wanted so much more when that movie was over. Not because I thought it lacked, but because I just wanted to watch more of it. I love the concept of it, the concept of having a guy around, or family member, or friend, whoever that's around, and that strangers just like love, and you're just like, don't you fucking see like how annoying this person is? Like, why do I feel bad that I think this person is insane, and everyone else like, oh, what a character, what a guy, what a person. I love that.
Hell yeah. Evan, Jagger.
Real pain.
My
So
personal
simple.
pick is the Substance, and I want the Substance to win. I think Anora will win though.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, because it won the Writers Guild over A Real Pain.
what are the numbers saying?
40.5% for Anora, 28.5 for the Substance, 15.8 for the Brutalist, 11.2 for Real Pain, 3.9 for September 5.
Wow.
It says
That
Sean
low
Baker's
for Real Pain is shocking.
yeah. Sean Baker's script for Anora's popular pick here, but at just 40.5% to win. There's a 3 in 5 chance to see an upset. Anora's strongest point on its resume is the Writers Guild win over A Real Pain, coming at a ceremony in which the other 3 Oscar competitors were ineligible. Throw in a Critics' Choice for The Substance and a BAFTA win for A Real Pain, plus the Golden Globe. Makes it one of the year's most nail-biting races.
Evan,
Real Pain deserves it.
how we doing on time? Are you getting sleepy?
We got the 4 left, right? The 4 acting ones?
4 actings and then Best Picture and International.
Oh. Well,
Actually, we don't need to do International
Why
because...
don't you swap
It's-
international with directing?
Oh, yeah.
International,
Directing.
I'm still here. I want the girl with the needle to win.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's either going to be I'm Still Here or Emilia Perez because those are both nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah,
Um,
and I don't think it's going to be
in
Amelia
a
Perez
really
anymore.
We can bust
Really?
through a few of them, and if I have to dip early, that's fine.
Okay.
AJ,
not just to clarify, Evan has to wake up at like 3 in the morning for his job, so he goes to bed pretty early.
I bet.
He's a baker. Let's see here.
supporting actress is such a boring one. We all know
Let's-
that Zoe Saldana's gonna win.
Let's do directing first.
Okay.
In this, we have Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown, that French dude for Emilia Perez, and Coralie Fargay. No, that I knew Fargay was not it.
It's funny that you tried that one and not.
Well, that guy
Fargay,
doesn't
yeah.
deserve the respect for me to try his name. But that's a
Really?
historical
That's his
thing on this podcast. I'm terrible with names. I only just got Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Sounds
only-
like you got it, yeah.
Plus, Trey hates French people.
I do hate French people. That is a fact. No, only
this one-
certain French people.
This one's interesting.
Yeah.
I think Sean Baker's gonna win. I want Brady Corbet to win, purely for how much he could do with how small that budget was and how grand that movie is. Denis got snubbed fucking hard here. Yeah. But yeah, I would be shocked if Sean Baker doesn't win.
I
Dude,
feel like I would go with Corbet here for The Brutalist.
only 10 million was the budget. That's insane.
I know.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think Corbet's going to Corbet one of those. I think he's
Corbet.
going to win, but I also agree, Evan. I'm, at my core, I'm a film bro. So seeing Denis snubbed like this makes me really sad. I wonder how many times he's won Best Director. Jagger, how about you? What do you have here?
I sort of feel like it's gonna go to Brady, but in my brain there's like a part of me that thinks it could be an upset, because I mean, we live for female directors. I'd love to see this go to Coralie Farjah, and I think it very well could. I don't think it's necessarily out of I don't think it's insane to say that it goes to her. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
As a little tidbit here, only 3 Directors Guild Award winners in the past half century were nominated at the Oscars but lost. And Sean Baker won. So
This feels like a year where it could happen, though. I mean,
it does.
There's no juggernaut.
It's really close though, like percentage-wise here, and like again, this isn't the end-all be-all, but just like some numbers. 35.7% for Sean Baker, 30.4 for Brady Corbet, and then French dude 15.7, and then Coralie 9.8.
It's not impossible.
I'd be hyped if she won because I love her as a director. But
yeah,
yeah,
and where's James Gyllenhaal?
For real,
that's my question.
Has Denis Villeneuve never been nominated for an Oscar?
That's possible.
Yeah.
That is...
Arrival.
There's no way.
Should have won for Arrival, man. No, surely he's been nominated. Well, Best Picture kind of counts.
Yeah.
Did he? And then he wrote half of Dune. Like he was worked on the screenplay for Dune 1. And
what
that was
about
nominated.
Prisoners?
Oh no, he was nominated for Best Director for Arrival.
Oh, he was?
Thank God.
Yeah, dude.
Nothing
He has talk about
got, like, no Oscar nominations.
Talk about a stacked filmography.
Yeah.
All right, next category. Let's get into it. Our acting nominations. Best Supporting Actress.
Zoe
I think
Saldana.
I think we all know who's gonna win. Our nominees are.
I have a couple things I gotta give. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. AJ, you said you had a few things. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, one, Emilia Perez fucking sucks, and I did not find Zoe Saldana's performance interesting, compelling, impressive in any sort of real way. Why she's a shoo-in for this award, I don't know. My only guess is that it's because the competition is either just as bad or undeserving of nomination. I'm sure Isabella Rossellini is a great actress. I don't know why she's nominated for this movie at all. I think she says about 20
Trey's
things.
punching
and
the air right
it's
now.
not even like she's on the screen that much either. So that completely blows my mind.
You're killing Trey right now.
Good. I didn't really find. I kind of thought Felicity Jones's character in The Brutalist was honestly like a weak point in the movie. I just didn't really I didn't really get it, if I'm being honest. I'm not gonna watch Wicked. Musicals suck. Ariana Grande, I don't care if you were good or not. So I guess by default, I would be rooting for Monica Barbaro to win this award, because I actually thought her performance in A Complete Unknown was sick.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
She's really good.
I would honestly say that's probably the only performance on this list that I found impressive. So that's who I would want to win, even though I know she's not.
You know what?
Okay,
I don't disagree with a single point you just made.
Hold on.
I don't disagree
Hold
with a
on.
single point.
Hold on. I had to sit here and listen to that bullshit. All right. So here we go. Zoe Saldana, I'll agree with you there, AJ. Should not win. Not a good performance. Who I think should win? Isabella Rossellini. She may have not had that many lines. Sure.
Oh.
She had like 2.
She had
She
the
was on
mic
screen
drop
for a
But
minute and a half.
She
has the mic drop moment, dude.
One
she
scene. in a
she
2.5 hour
commanded-
film.
she commanded this. She commanded the screen when she was on the screen.
I don't agree at all.
Hannibal Lecter was only in the movie for 10 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
no,
if the
but
movie's like
saying
about
Isabella
him.
Rossellini should
She's so
be.
good in it.
Okay, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Second pick, Felicity Jones. Both Felicity Jones and Guy Pearce outacted Adrian Brody in a movie that he starred in.
That's
Just not
fucking
true.
crazy.
This is a horrible take.
Yeah, that's just.
She is very good in it, though.
She's incredible, dude.
She's just a fucking wet piece of paper.
Damn.
Wet piece of paper. I can't get it off me. That's good on her.
That's insane. Jagger, go ahead.
No, I'm backing AJ on this one. I don't think he made a single invalid point in his entire rant. I don't think he made one. I think Felicity Jones. I think Felicity Jones was not good in The Brutalist. I don't think she was. I think her character, alongside a few other things in The Brutalist, I think she felt a little disjointed and a little out of place. And I loved The Brutalist, don't get me wrong, but I certainly think there were a few things that didn't make sense being there, and her being like a driving point for the second act was one of those things. I had my problems with the second act. It felt a little rushed. In a few ways it did, and I'm aware that it was. They put a lot of time in that first act, and then the second act was just like, oh shoot, we have a few things we need to wrap up. And that is not always to a fault of The Brutalist, but I think that a lot of that is Felicity Jones as a fault. She was not good in it.
You gave this
who else
movie
was-
a 99 out of 100.
I'm fully aware. There were enough things in it that I
She's
thought
the
were so
one.
good.
She's the
Well,
one.
I thought there were a few things in it that were so good that they drove it really high. However, there were certainly a few negatives. Zoe Saldana, not good. She was the lead actress in that movie as well. I don't know what we're getting at here.
Yeah, what is
She-
that? Yeah, that's a great point. Why the fuck is she in this category? She's in every scene.
Saying Isabella Rossellini deserves an award for this is like saying John Cena deserves an award for Daddy's Home. She's barely in it.
That's not ridiculous.
Felicity Jones.
Yeah, that's not that crazy of a take.
Felicity
Especially
Jones.
John Cena in
I've
the
never seen
second
it.
one.
I do agree that John Cena should have an Academy Award, though. I want that
Ricky
to be
Snakey.
on the record. He should have an Academy Award.
John Cena is
Anything
one of the
out of it.
funniest people acting right now.
Yeah, but she's barely in the movie. Felicity
Yeah.
Jones in The
Sucks.
Brutalist, not good. Ariana Grande in Wicked, I feel like weirdly in a strange turn of events is my second pick for this, because Monica Barbaro is definitely my first pick. She's the best performance in this race, but I think if it doesn't go to her, screw it. Ariana Grande, I don't know, sure.
Sure, actually,
Better
yeah.
than the
If,
other
if you
ones.
gave the award to Ariana
Saldana-
Grande, honestly, I'd be like sick. That's fine.
If Zoe Saldana losing means Ariana Grande wins, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
All right, we got to speed things up here because Evan has to go, and I want him to
I'll
be here
probably
for
just
best
give
picture.
I'll just give my last few locks and then dip out. But
Let's go actress in a leading role.
I'm
Our
saying this right now. If any of you three say Cynthia Erivo or Carlos Sofia Gascon, I am leaving the call.
okay,
I am
we don't
leaving
like
the
that
call.
movie. You don't need to worry.
Yeah,
about
I know.
that.
you
I know.
you don't
I'm
have to
just
say
saying.
this.
I have,
Cynthia
I have a
Erivo-
third take on this.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
Put Fernanda
okay.
Torres in that category
Yes.
too. With Cynthia Erivo and the Amelia Perez woman,
Wait,
I did not think.
Oh, Evan's
her
like, wait,
performance was
hold
that
up.
good at all. I
you
I was-
watched it, right?
yeah, I watched it today somehow.
Such a
I was just like, I liked the movie. I thought the movie was good. I felt like her performance was like replacement level. You could have put some
Holy
other, I think you could have put some other people in there, and it would have been the same film.
It's such a nuanced and quiet performance. It just commands the movie. And
That's a great way of saying boring.
It's
a great way of
great
saying
way
boring.
of saying boring.
But I have to seriously though. I assume that this award at this point is kind of a two-person race between
Yes.
Mikey Madison and Demi Moore. So,
Yeah.
what are the battle lines here?
I'm happy
Yeah.
with either. Demi Moore
Mine
currently
is
the
Demi
favorite.
Moore, just because I think I have the substance higher. Actually, no, I brought down my substance rating because Challengers was so good. But
Might
yeah.
be the worst sentence I've ever heard in my entire life.
shut up.
I'm Mikey Madison here. Is it Mikey or Mickey?
Mikey.
It's Mikey. Okay, yeah, I'm Mikey Madison and Honora. That movie rocked, and she drove it.
I'm happy either way. I don't really
yeah.
care.
Next category: actor in a supporting role. We have Yura Borisov in Honora, Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice. I think we can all agree here. Guy Pearce.
Like that's who should win, or that's who?
That's who should win, and who's gonna win?
No, we're not in agreement.
Guy Pearce is not winning this award.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also true.
You know, Kieran has won every single award. He has an 88% chance of winning.
That's also not, and that's fine. I actually found Eisenberg's character way more compelling and interesting in that movie than Kieran Culkin. Not to say that I thought Kieran Culkin was bad, but I thought Jesse Eisenberg was a bit more complex. I have a very similar complaint in this category as I had for the woman that's in Conclave. Why is Yura Borisov nominated for this?
I agree.
He just sits around and he's brooding.
Important scene in the movie.
No, I think Yura Borisov is just as important to this film as Mark Eidelstein. I think I understand where you were coming from with Isabella Rossellini, but Yura Borisov Igor and Annie's connection is completely the driving force of what I'd argue could be considered the second and third acts of this film. Like, a lot of what happens, especially in the third act, is entirely centered around Yura Borisov's character. And I think that the ending would not... Can we spoil? Am I able to spoil and sort of talk about the ending?
Yes, we said that at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I just want to really make sure. In my mind, the reason that Honora ends the way it does, and the reason that she cries in that moment, is that she felt like she got so much, and then she felt like everything was sort of taken away from her, and she felt forced back into the world she was in before everything was given to her, and she sort of ended up in that same moment where she started to try to make something of an advance on him because of her perspective of the world before everything happened, and then that everything's gone, she realizes that he's not reciprocating it and realizes where she actually is and who the people person she's actually with is. And there's just this really beautiful moment where it sort of forces you to reflect on everything, and I don't think any of that would have been what it was if not for Yura Borisov's complex performance. I think it takes a lot of nuances as an actor to create a moment like that, and it was really the two of them in a very, very masterful back and forth without a single word spoken, and I think that's the magic of his performance, I'd say.
That's fair. I could take it or leave it with him in that movie, to be honest. If I had to vote for this, though, my vote actually would be for Ed Norton in A Complete Unknown. That's who
Not ridiculous.
That's who I would want to win this award.
He's great.
Evan, who's your vote?
So sick.
Kieran.
Yeah.
He commands that movie. He's so good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Actor in a leading role.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I gotta dip. I'm gonna speed run really quick. I'm so sorry, but so I'm just gonna run through my last 3 awards. I apologize.
Okay.
Do it.
Hold on, I gotta pull them up. Actor Adrian Brody's my pick. I would not be mad if Timothée Chalamet won, just because this is like the Leonardo DiCaprio Career Achievement Award. Even though he's so young and early in his career, he's like, I wouldn't be mad. He deserves an award for something, and this is his easiest win possible. So, and I think the AI stuff might have hurt Brody's chances a bit. So, that's for that. Best Picture, I'll give my ranking really quick. In last place, Wicked. Number 9, Emilia Perez. Number 8, A Complete Unknown. Number 7, Conclave. Here's my hot take. You guys can stew on it after I leave. I have not thought about Nickel Boys a single time since 2 days after I watched it, and it plummeted my rankings. Number 6, Nickel Boys. Number 5, I'm Still Here. 4, Dune. 3, The Substance. 2, Honora. Number 1, The Brutalists. I think that Honora's going to win Best Picture. Honora or Conclave. I don't really think Brutalist is going to win. But I don't know, Conclave just feels like that kind of movie, and it has so much steam from its insane campaign. So, yeah, but I apologize for having to dip out early. But those are my picks. So,
All right.
yeah,
Well,
it was
Evan, we will see you Friday.
Yeah, nice to chat with you guys. Good to see you, AJ. I'll
You too.
see you next year, dude.
See you next year.
Okay,
Or
bye, guys.
earlier if Evan comes to
earlier.
visit.
That's true. I'm gonna come visit. Okay, see you guys.
Later.
I
I want to talk. I want to talk more about actor leading role though.
leading role.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna talk
Our
more about
nominees are Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo in Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes in Conclave, and Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice.
I am so fucking Chalamet pilled right now. His award speech at SAG has absolutely made a lifelong fan out of me. As someone who like loves sports, seeing somebody just be like, yeah, I want to be like the fucking best at this, and I want to be recognized as such, is sick, and I love that. And I definitely was watching A Complete Unknown through that lens. Certainly would not consider myself like a Bob Dylan buff by any means, but I thought that movie was awesome. I liked it way more than I thought I would, and I thought his performance in it was so good. He's such a little dickhead. Like I feel like Bob Dylan is to this day, now in like his late 80s, I think. He's still kind of a pretentious dickhead. And I thought he captured that really well. I thought his singing was really impressive. Yeah, I'm all in on Timmy winning this award.
Hell yeah. Jagger, what about you? Best actor?
Best actor. Did you see the stuff with Ray Fiennes
What stuff?
about the voters that said we didn't vote for Ray Fiennes because he
Yeah.
hasn't won an Oscar yet, or
Yeah, I
because
saw
he
that.
won an Oscar already, and then
What
it
did he
sort of
win
came
for?
out-
He didn't.
He didn't.
He's not won
He
shit.
didn't. They thought he did. So now Ray Fiennes definitely cannot win because all the voters thought he did already. And they said, so we voted for Adrian Brody because he hasn't won yet, even though he won for The Pianist.
Yeah, and he was a
So-
total creep when he won.
Yeah, man. So I am not going to be saying Adrian Brody, even though I think there's a good chance he does win, especially after that came out.
Definitely.
I think Timmy is my pick. However, Coleman Domingo and Sebastian Stan, totally fine with both of those. I just don't think Ray Fiennes should win for Conclave. I think Stanley Tucci gave a worse performance in that movie. I think Stanley Tucci felt out of place in that movie. But I don't think Ray Fiennes was much, much better. I think he was good. I don't think he was fantastic. Yeah. But my vote goes to Timmy.
I think it's going to be Adrian Brody or Timothy Chalamet. Jagger, I'm kind of the opposite of you, where my number one who I would like to win is Ray Fiennes. I thought his performance was incredible. I think it was incredibly nuanced when it needed to be nuanced, and then I thought he showed very loud and powerful emotions when he needed to, and I felt he balanced the two very, very well. Yeah, I loved his performance. I thought he was impeccable. But I do agree with you, Stanley Tucci feels out of place in that movie. Like, it's not like he's playing anybody, it's just Stanley Tucci playing Stanley Tucci. Which he often does, and I'm not mad at that. I love Stanley Tucci. He's great. It's just not Oscar worthy,
He's so sick in The Lovely Bones.
I have yet to see that.
Oh my god, he's unbelievable.
That's the one with Mark Wahlberg and Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg on about a week's notice. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, Ryan Gosling was supposed to play Mark Wahlberg in that movie, and
Oh shit!
is it like first day of shooting, day before, week before, right at the deadline, he just dropped it because he didn't feel like he was old enough for the role. Yeah.
Yeah. That must feel real weird having to be like, all right, like bargain Ryan Gosling. Like, fine, we'll do Wahlberg.
I do honestly though. I kind of think Gosling would have been too young and too hot for that role. I think
Yeah.
he would have looked out of place.
I haven't seen The Lovely Bones.
Was
so-
it, what year was it?
Oh man, I feel like it was like late 2000s, early 2010s. I want to say.
So he hadn't even come out with Drive yet. Because Drive was like 2012, 2013?
He would have been young. He would have been young, and the girl is like, she's got to be in like her like early teens, maybe preteen. So
Yeah.
it would have looked weird.
All right. Before we get into our predictions for Best Picture, let's each go through and give our rankings. AJ, I'm going to kick it to you first since
Oh,
you're...
are we not doing international?
No, because it's going to be I'm Still Here or Emilia Perez. Because every year, if it's nominated for Best Picture, it's going to win. Like last year, it was... What was it last year? Did Zone of Interest or Anatomy of the Fall win?
Zone
One
of
of them.
interest because
There's one of
Anatomy
them.
of a Fall got disqualified.
Yeah, that's right.
Why did it get DQ'd?
It got DQ'd because the director spoke really poorly about the Prime Minister of France, so he didn't submit it. Prime Minister,
Oh.
President, something. Yeah.
Whatever they got going on over there.
Right.
AJ, give us your Best Picture rankings. I do want to say this. I think all three of us are going to have the same bottom two.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I didn't watch Wicked, so I'm going to put Emilia Perez at 10 and Wicked at 9. If there's 10 nominees, I actually don't remember how many there are. Is there 10 nominees for Best
Yes.
Picture? Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, Emilia Perez at 10, Wicked I'll put at 9. 8 would be, 8 would be The Substance. 7 would be Dune Part 2. 6 would be Nickel Boys. 5 is Conclave. 4 would be The Brutalist. I missed one. Hang on. Sorry.
I'm Still Here. I think you missed.
Yes, I did miss I'm Still Here. I'm Still Here. I'm Still Here would be 7. And then top 3 would be The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, and Anora.
Hell yeah. Jagger, what about you? Give us your rankings.
So for me, 10 is Emilia Perez. Or no, I'm just going to go from 9 because I have not seen I'm Still Here yet. 9 is Emilia Perez. 8 is going to be Wicked. Here, wait. Let me just quickly do one thing. Give me 1 second. Best Picture 2025.
This Nickel
Because I have like a
Boys, too.
thing for it. Yeah, okay. Sort by highest ranked me. Okay, so 9, Emilia Perez. 8, Wicked. 7, Conclave. 6, Nickel Boys. 5 is going to be The Substance. And then for me, 4 is going to be, I believe, Anora. 3 is going to be Dune 2. 2 is going to be The Brutalist. And my number 1 film for Best Picture last year is going to be A Complete Unknown.
That's sick.
The Substance is up for it, yeah?
For Best Picture?
Yeah.
Like, it's nominated.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, am I missing something on my list?
I can read the nominees if you want them. The nominees are
Please.
Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked.
All right. Well, I haven't seen A Complete Unknown or I'm Still Here yet. So I'm going to be going from number 8. Did I put The Conclave on my list? Am I missing that? I think I am. What did I give Conclave?
You watched it though, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen it. I just don't know if I put it. I'm looking at my 2024 ranked.
I don't think you even logged it on Letterboxd. I don't think I remember.
No,
you
I
logged it.
did. I'm looking at my review right now.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I just didn't put it. That's why. Okay, that's why I was getting all messed up. Okay, so at number 8, I am going Amelia Perez, and then at number 7 was Wicked.
Okay.
And then my number 6 is The Brutalist. Number 5 is Conclave. Number 4 is Anora. Number 3 is The Substance. Number 2 is Nickel Boys. And number 1 is Dune Part 2.
So, what is everybody? Who do you think is going to win? Not who you want. Who do you think is going to win?
I kind of alluded at this earlier. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to my mom earlier, and you know, I said if you would have asked me 2 months ago, I would have said Emilia Perez. But with everything that's happened with Emilia Perez and the uptick in other stuff, Conclave, Anora, everything else winning at other award shows, I couldn't tell you. I think Evan was on to something with Conclave. I think that could be a safe pick, but I mean, honestly, I don't think there's any safe picks. I think it's a real tight race right now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's been a little while since it hasn't felt like a movie was just being anointed by this point. The other awards have kind of been all over the place. It feels like really competitive between Anora, The Brutalist, and Conclave. And maybe still Amelia Perez. It's hard to know.
Yeah, I think Emilia Perez is definitely still a possibility.
It's hard to know how much of that stuff is actually impacting like the Academy voters when you have people that aren't even watching these fucking movies and voting on them, or misattributing awards to other actors or whatever. It's like, how much do they actually care about any of this? It's hard to say.
Shout out Quentin Tarantino for openly stating that he did not watch Dune or Dune 2. So there's one of your 4 anonymous voters.
Sick.
Jagger, what about you? What's your favorite right now?
I think it's gonna go to Anora.
Sure.
But I think weirdly my second pick right now. Like I think it's gonna go to Anora. But I think 2 and 3 here are still The Brutalist and Amelia Perez. Recently, since everything came out, Ron Perlman has been very open about the fact that Amelia Perez was the best film that came out last year. Not that Ron Perlman's opinion really matters much, but you need to be aware that, like, there are still a lot of people that are in that, like, Academy area that very much love Amelia Perez. Greta Gerwig called it a masterpiece.
Come on, Greta.
Which is insane. I mean, that movie is such a piece of shit. I hated that movie before any of the controversy came out with that actress. I hate watched that movie because it got nominated for Best Picture. It actually made me feel bad. I felt bad watching it.
I mean, there's a list of celebrities that I had. Michael Gracie, who directed The Greatest Showman. If I can find the post, I'll get back to you on it. But just be aware, there was a slideshow of about 35 people I saw on, like, I think Instagram, that had, like, quotes from people that really are important to the Hollywood game. I think Michael Mann was in there. A lot of people saying that Amelia Perez was the best film of last year. And
cool, yeah, just a bunch of old white men. Great.
Yes, exactly. A bunch of old white people that are in the Academy that very, very, very much rooted for Amelia Perez. So be aware, Amelia Perez, I'd say, we're dealing with like a 30-30-30 situation in my mind between The Brutalist, Anora, and Amelia Perez.
You don't think Conclave has a chance?
I think Conclave was very good, but I don't think Conclave has a chance against those 3.
So I pulled up like the odds for Best Picture on just like a gambling website, and Anora is the favorite.
Yeah.
At minus 190. So, not great odds if you were to bet on it. You'd have to bet a lot to win a little, type of thing. And then the Brutalist follows that at 7-1. Conclave is then at 10-1, and then A Complete Unknown is at 50-1.
What's the Emilia Perez odds?
Amelia Perez is at 66-1, along with Wicked. And then
That seems odd to put them at the same level. I think Wicked has zero chance of winning Best Picture. I think Emilia Perez is definitely still in the running.
Wicked is 100% just here off its numbers. If we're going to be real, Wicked is here off its numbers.
And then Dune, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, and The Substance are much, much further down.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Nickel Boys is an impeccable film.
Nickel Boys is, of these films, the one I think will last the longest with its impact on technical cinema.
I agree. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Those are our Oscar predictions for you guys. Again, AJ, thank you for coming on today. We always appreciate having you on as a guest. Please reach out. Feel free if you want to come on like an episode that's not the Oscars. It can be about literally any movie you want. I know you've been bothering me for like over a year about doing a Fincher deep dive, so you could come on and we could do a Fincher episode and talk about collectively how bad Alien 3 is.
Social Network.
Social Network is actually no. After my rewatches of Zodiac, I think Zodiac is my number one Fincher. But again, please.
Yes,
we hope to see you back on the pod. We will definitely see you back next year for our Oscars episode. This is becoming a tradition. So, everybody, we will see you Friday for our episode. I don't know if Jagger will be there. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. I have to see. I'm leaving for Florida soon, so I gotta see what I'm doing.
Well, there you go.
Like next week, yeah.
Yeah, so Friday we will see you for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Dangal, and 1917. It will be an excellent episode, so we will see you guys then. Thank you for joining us on The Average Film Enjoyer, and we will see you next time.